Hello, everyone, and welcome to the last match of the second round of the Draft Teams tournament. I'm Bosuke, here to commentate with my co-caster Bloomshley, and we're here to bring you the matchup between the Bedtime Boys, also known as Team Dave, and Boys Locker Room, also known as Team Miski. These are two teams that won their first round matches rather, and it'll be interesting to see how they do against each other in this next week of group play.
So looking at each of their rosters, it seems like mainly Blue is missing some of their key players, mainly Carson, who's known as the offense main, and Alaska, aka Sayo, who's known as their defense ninja.
Yeah.
However, sorry.
No, go ahead.
You said this earlier. It does give little playtime to players such as Paddishley, who I assume is going to be on Archer, and you say that like Rock or Roach? Roche?
I think it's Roche. I could be wrong.
See him flex onto multiple bulk classes in casual, but I am not quite sure what he plays in competitive.
Yeah, I'm definitely very interested to see what Paddishley is going to be playing, actually, because Blue Team definitely values BM5 as their Archer, and they do have him in. So it may be that they put Paddishley on Archer because that's where he's more comfortable, but they may also try and put him on something else, maybe even put him on offense. I've seen him play that role in PPMs a few times, so it's not that he doesn't have any experience, it's just that it might not be his most comfortable position.
Oh, shout out to Glaze. Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Glaze.
Dave having a minor stroke trying to type it out, but that's okay.
Well, as a team leader, he's supposed to be a good representative of the CTF community, and quite frankly, I can't think of anything more CTF-like than that typo.
The sarcasm just dripping from your voice.
Oh, we're just having some fun here in the broadcast booth, of course, today.
Great.
Got a very, very entertaining matchup, but we are just waiting for things to get started here. Speaking of which, the teams are off. This is going to be a 12v12 matchup for those not aware. The limits are standard limits for the tournament, and we've already got a bit of a clash here between Blue Team and Red Team. Red Team being Boys Locker Room, Blue Team being the Bedtime Boys, as Blue Team are trying to get over to the far side of Red's flag room and maybe get a capture. However, Red's roaming defense already got out on top of them, and with Cupcake taken down and only Pancake Lazaro left on offense, I don't think they're going to be going very far.
Something I saw on Blue is that they seem to be running 2 soldiers, a medic, a chemist, and a heavy. And I'm not sure how well that will work on this map, because if you can get out on Slay as soldier, then that could be really good. However, stealing the flag is an entirely different story.
So we do have BM5 here on Archer. I think it's worth noting. Red Team's Archer is going to be Sona T, so Boys Locker Room definitely at a little bit of a disadvantage there in terms of experience. We do have a steal from Salty Ivan going out across mid. He does have support from Emily, that's EOR6, as medic, and he's survived for a while, thanks in part to Chemist's strength, but I lost the game, does get the assassinate there, and we're back to an even state.
Do you want to mention that Pesto, aka Pancake Lazaro, I believe it's pronounced, also got a steal but was also assassinated by college debris. So both of the assassins doing work for their own teams.
And as mentioned, we do actually have Paddishley on offense here. He's playing Chemist with the rest of Blue Team's offense there, supporting Cupcake most notably, as well as Pi. They're going to be entering the flag room now, and they do have a web onto Code Bastion here, which will allow Paddishley to get a steal. He's being chased by Code Bastion. Code does have Frenzy here, and as soon as the ice block ends, it looks like he's going to go for it. Nice boost there, though, sends Paddishley away from the Pyro, perhaps saving his life, and Code looks to have gone down somewhere in the meantime. Although actually he has just rerouted to the high ground. Pettersley does look to be going for the back corner sponge, but a nice headshot from Sona T will take him down. There is a backup steal from Pi. He's going out the back as Soldier and looks to be getting to the top of the flag building. This is one of the areas on the map where Soldier can be quite good because there are a lot of different angles that he can use to throw off the recovery defense, but he hasn't been getting very far, and it looks like Red has blocked off just about every escape route he has. That's going to be the recovery there from Murdoch, and again, with about 2 minutes burned in the game, we are back to a 0-0 state.
Good placement there by Austin, aka AE Frog Dog, as Mage. He was near the top of the flag room so that Pi wasn't able to escape, and followed him, just holding him back so that the rest of the recovery could catch up.
Yeah. Now, Red Team's offense is seeming to struggle here a little bit more to get into the flag room now. We do have Aussie in the flag room trying to distract the defense. Glaze and Salty Ivan are both in as chemists, and Ivan is now trying to get out the far tunnel. Not a lot of support there immediately with him, although Glaze is trying to catch up. Doesn't look like Cupcake's anywhere near, though, and without the medic, he's not going to be going especially far.
Did you mean E or C?
I might have, yes.
Unfortunate placement by Emily. She was near mid when Ivan was going out the side tunnel.
All right, we do have a steal here from Pi. Pi is going to be going out towards middle. Code Bastion is trying to get in his way, but again, Pi looks to be using this little opening here to get up to the top. He does have support from Dave. Oh, he's passing to Dave, who pearled before he picked up the flag. Does get out to mid. Looks like the pass is going to be made over to Cupcake. And Cupcake is already up at the top middle part of the map. Looks like this might have been a bit of a set strategy here from Blue Team. Very cool to see. And Cupcake is already over at her team's spawn. On the other side of things, we do have a counter steal from Salty Ivan. Ivan trying to go out the back of the map here. He does have support from Eeyore6, but she gets headshotted just as I say that. Salty Ivan trying to make it out to mid. He's almost back to a reasonably safe position here, but does have a lot of blues roaming on him. Eeyore6 has made it back, and Ivan is going to make it over to his team's side of the map. The rest of Blue Team's roaming is being slowly peeled off here, and it looks like we're going to reach our first stalemate of the map. Definitely a stalemate where Red Team should have an advantage, as they have a chemist holding compared to Blue Team's medic.
I wonder if that was caught on stream, the Ninja Pearl, because that was really good communication on Bedtime Boy's part. I am surprised that actually worked so well, and I'd imagine that they've tried it out before in maybe casual, because I don't know how many scrims they've played.
I think they've at least played a couple PPMs. I know teams were referencing playing against them. So I don't think they had people had a lot of stock in them going into this match, but they're definitely competing pretty closely here with Boys Locker Room, who I would have pegged to be the favorites going into this matchup. With that said, we already have BM5 here trying to headshot the flag holder. Looks like he's been spotted by the recovery, and I don't see anyone else trying to come in from an alternate angle right now. So that will likely be a pretty safe situation for Salty Ivan. Evan did come in from the opposite side, but it looks like Bedtime Boys are a little bit uncoordinated right now. Already, though, Cupcake falls to Tourney, and I believe that's going to be the first capture for Red. I think probably just a result of the mismatch in terms of how durable Cupcake is compared to how durable Salty Ivan is.
I believe Cupcake actually tried to pass the flag, but Tourney was there and picked it up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. There are a few things that you can do as a team to check the area around a flag holder to see if they're ninjas before you pass. Maybe Blue Team getting a little hasty there. Hard to say for me, as I'm just speculating.
Oh, that was a good push by Bedtime Boys. There were 4 of them in the flag room, and Pancake is out, but however gets stopped by Tourney, the ninja. The medic was there, but not in time. It's a good push by them. There was maybe 4 of them in the flag room at the same time, which allowed them to get the steal.
Now we do have a steal from Aussie on the other side. Aussie, of course, playing on his preferred heavy role. He does have a lot of support here, but is going to be slowed down. Headshot comes in from BM5 that knocks Aussie out of the game, but Blaze has picked up the flag here. He's being stalled by the majority of Blues roaming. The rest of his support has been taken out by headshots from BM5 and additional damage. Looks like Blaze will go down here, and Pi has a steal on the other side. Pi, of course, playing on the soldier role here, and
actually heavy. He's
actually heavy
and has support by the chemist and the medic. I believe he got the restore earlier. Lands in a web. The archer isn't on the right angle to take shots, but College does get the assassinate.
Very nice assassinate from College Degree, and an interesting adaptation there from Bedtime boys, switching over to the heavy as it looks like they're going to be valuing overall bulk compared to mobility while capping on this map. Now, on the other side of things here, it looks like we're going to be seeing a little bit of a push here from Red. Carowin's actually roaming up and fighting Pi, who is split off from the rest of his team's offense. Pi here trying to enter the flag room on defense, but again, being harassed by Carowin's. A bit of an interesting matchup, as you usually don't see the Ninja go after the heavy. But we are going to see a steal here from Pattersley. He does get frenzied there by Cobastion and goes down. But Pancake Lazaro is right there to pick up the flag, using the mobility of Soldier to briefly get ahead of Cobastion. But he catches back up with the frenzy to take him down. Pi is still in the flag room, but with all of Red's defense there, it doesn't look like anything is going to develop. Now we do have a steal on the other side from Salty Ivan. Ivan again on Chemist, being chased here most directly by Dave and Evan. Ivan going up the sponge to the high ground area here, but he's taking a lot of damage to Evan. Evan does get the kill and takes him down. A bit of a tricky scenario there. Blaze almost had a very free steal, but Will was right there on Assassin to kill him just as he stole the flag. Otherwise, Glaze could have got a bit of distance ahead of the roaming defense.
I do believe Glaze is lagging a little bit. He teleported just a bit towards the flag, which I think allowed I lost the game to get the assassinate.
Yeah, definitely tough conditions to be playing against an assassin on. People will often talk about lag as if it's an advantage for people playing offense, but when you're going up against an assassin, not being able to block is really an issue. Now we do have a steal from Miski here going out towards mid. He's on Soldier this time and is being chased by Evan and Dave. However, he has gotten up the sponge and Dave has gone down. There was a medic, ER6, waiting just outside for him, but she wasn't quite there in time before the headshot came in. However, Aussie is going to have a steal as heavy on the other side. Already a lot of red teams supporting him here. Will is going to go in for the assassinate, likely going to be taken out here in short order, but BM5 using the time where red team was blocking to prevent the assassinate to get a nice headshot in there. Pattersley does have steal on the other side. He's taken what's referred to as the OP tunnel. Carowinds is blocking him, but he does have a large portion of the Bedtime boys supporting him there. However, he's going to double back, actually, to avoid Murdoch and go out the far side tunnel here. Salty Ivan does have a steal in the meantime, and it looks like Red is starting to catch up with Pattersley. I think his only shot here is to go over to the corner sponge. Murdoch actually keeps Cupcake away from picking up the flag after the headshot, and that's going to be a very good recovery there from Murdoch. On the other side of things, though, Hamza is able to take out Salty Ivan, and we're back to, well, a bit of an even state here as Pi's backup steal is going to go down quite quickly.
Salty Ivan did a very good job of getting out of the flag room. K-Rex was on him, and Ivan did a good job of damage potting him back. But in the end, there was too much bulk overrunning him, and I don't believe Emily was able to get the restore.
So here's something we don't see all that often. Roche is actually out ahead of just about all of the recovery here on Chemist stealing. He did get ahead of Carowinds there as well, and although Code Bastion is there to block him, that's a bit of an interesting approach there from Roche. Not sure how he got out as cleanly as he did. We do have a steal on the other side from Miski. Miski going out to the top as Soldier. A lot of Blues recovery there on him already, although the Pyro is going to go down here as Aussie is there to support Miski. BM5 is getting pretty clear shots here, and Miski is only on 3 hearts. He may be trying a pass to Aussie here, but will go down to the headshot, and Aussie is not able to pick up the flag in time. All right, we are going to have a steal from Salty Ivan here, running out of the flag room, being chased by Saiyan and Hamza CX. Does get headshotted immediately, though, by Sona T. Again, we are back. I mean, rather, by BM5. Apparently, I'm not doing a very good job of keeping track of who's on whose team. But hey, you know, it's a draft team tournament. We're still getting used to everything, even in the second round here.
Fair too.
Roche has another steal here, actually doing a fairly good job of getting out on Chemist, being chased by Salty Ivan. Did briefly have support there from Dave, but Dave was already quite low when he pearled over and didn't manage to do too much. Ivan is chasing Roach here, not something you usually see as Ivan is part of the offense, but that has allowed Code Bastion to catch up here, and Sona T is also getting headshot opportunities there onto the flag holder. Pi will have a backup steal, but Aussie has stolen on the other side. Aussie actually going down, and Pi is taking the OP tunnel. Only one ninja directly in front of him right now as Aprog Dog goes down. Very good job there from Dave supporting the flag holder, allowing Pi to get up to the top of the sponge, but he's been hit into the corner by Carowinds and Sona T. Carowinds actually going to get the kill there and take him out. Miski has a steal on the other side. Miski actually out to mid already. Dave is going to try and get in front of him, but is taken out. This looks like it's going to be a pretty safe capture, although Will is catching up on Assassin. Doesn't look like he's going to make it there in time, but Cupcake has a steal to buy a little time here on Medic. She's going to be stalled by Murdoch. Murdoch was briefly on half a heart, but is healed up there by Austin. And we are immediately going to see the second capture after that recovery. Very nice job from Miski to get out of the flag room.
Oh, Will going into the flag room assassinates the Pyro and a ninja, steals the flag, but then goes down to the heavy.
So we've seen, like, I think we talked about this a little bit before the match, but we've definitely seen Soldier do a lot of work, and that last capture from Miski definitely showing that it has a role on this map when it comes to capturing the flag. Do you think we could see maybe Bedtime Boys pick up that class as well on their offense?
I'm not sure who would go Soldier, as I think Aussie does a very good job on heavy. Perhaps Blaze, as I saw he was running Chemist earlier, which is a bit of a surprise to me, because I haven't seen him run Chemist prior to this.
Oh yeah, though I was thinking of Blue Team there a little more than Red Team.
My bad. For some reason I thought they were the Bedtime Boys.
Yeah, no, we have seen Pi and Pancake Lazaro on here playing Soldier for Bedtime Boys as well, so they're definitely keeping that in mind. It's just interesting seeing Red Team get a little more success with it already, with Miski getting out towards mid. And with 5 minutes left here, we are going to see a bit of a desperate scenario here for the Bedtime Boys. They've got very limited amount of time to at least force this into overtime, if not take the lead. Would have to be a pretty monumental collapse from Red Team's defense, but you definitely don't want to give up the first map here on Slate. While you do get to pick the next map, it does mean that Red Team will be able to pick their own map for the third map if it does come to that point.
Definitely. And it seems Bedtime Boys' offense is a little uncoordinated. As I saw earlier, Cupcake had to relog, and Pancake Lazaro went in by himself. And Roach currently has the flag, but is currently getting assaulted by all of these ninjas in the bulk, and goes down to Tourney, which leaves another steal for Pancake, almost, maybe? No.
Yeah, he decided to try and go after the defense there instead of setting himself up for the backup steal right away. We are going to eventually have one, though, from Paddishley. He will go down to the Frenzy, and it looks like Pi doesn't have all that much support left here, although Roche has made it back over. Very nice freeze from Austin in the flag room to slow him down. Is probably going to seal his fate, because it's very difficult to get down this tunnel with a mage after you. Miski does again.
Does have the flag. He got the restore earlier, and there was a good push by the Chemist, who was trying to get on the Archer. However, he does go down to the Ninja.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult here for Bedtime Boys to maybe put a little more pressure on the defense and, you know, cheat people up so that they can get more people on offense into the flag room, because boys' locker room are already getting good chances here on offense. And any additional weakness on the defense could definitely punish Bedtime Boys and just end the map right there. With that said, we do have Pi again on Soldier. Very important class, as it's been proving here on this map. Get out towards mid. Code Bastion is closing in on him, and Tourney is doing a very good job of slowing him down. Looks like that duo will be able to catch the Soldier just as he gets to mid and just ahead of Cupcake, who is coming back to get the heal off.
Yeah, Austin did a very good job of delaying Pi. Knocked him forward so that he couldn't climb the wall where Tourney was waiting. Just stalled him for a little longer while Code got into place.
Yeah, Mage on this map is definitely very annoying to play against. In our match, that was the Trendsetters that I'm referring to here. We were playing against AP Literature on Mage on this map as well. And just like Austin, he's very experienced with the class and does a great job of splitting the offense up and preventing them from getting into the flag room all at once. So definitely a class that's very strong on this map and very annoying to play against.
Austin's doing a good job of switching between Mage and Medic, as he delayed Pi with Medic while he was switching to heal Code, but then switches back to Mage to delay Bedtime Boys' offense.
Yeah. Now, Code does have a Frenzy here, so anyone going to the flag to try and get a steal is going to have a hard time getting through him. And he's held on to it for quite a while here, despite the fact that Dave and K-Rex both roamed up to try to take out the Pyro. Does eventually use it to knock Pi out. A lot of discipline there from the Pyro, and he's able to pick up a big recovery. On the other side of things, we do have a steal from Miski. He won't be getting very far, but Aussie has a steal on the other side, and every steal here from Red Team drains the clock down for Bedtime Boys. With only 40 seconds left, it's hard to see them even managing one capture at this point, although they do obviously still have the option to try and ninja steal right now. Roche will get that steal, likely as Chemist, but they haven't even, Bedtime Boys that is, haven't even managed to take down Aussie. Gengar Sleep will finally get it, but Roche is taken down on the other side quite quickly. Islandinger actually getting the Assassinate kill. That's a player who's picked quite late in the draft, but already contributing quite nicely to Red Team's defense here. And with just 10 seconds left, I think this is going to be the end of the match. Definitely opportunities from both sides, but boys' locker room looking a little bit better overall. End of the map, that is, not the match. We still got some time left, guys. So it'll be interesting to see where we're going. Dave does make the map selection there for the Bedtime Boys, and we will be heading to Blackout, which will be an interesting selection. Definitely a lot more opportunities for mobility classes on Blackout than you might see on Slate. You don't have to worry about bulk defense as much in the flag room. So maybe that'll favor their approach a bit more. We already saw them running both Pi and Pancake Lazaro on offense, both of whom favor Soldier, so that could definitely be a good pick for them. And of course, BM5 is probably going to have the advantage against Sona T on top middle, so they'll be able to control that area, at least going by the Archer 1v1 quite well, if they so choose to. With that said, I think Red Team's strategy is probably leaning a little more towards the side of pressuring BM5 with ninjas and soldiers and other roaming classes, and not so much trying to force Sean to take the duel with Ben.
Is Gaming Socks a player of theirs?
He is, actually. If I'm... No, wait, no, he's on a different team.
Oh.
Oh, no, yeah, actually, sorry, he is. Gaming Socks was initially not drafted, but because Ike Multi, who was the 16th pick for Team Miski, was not even in the Discord when matches were starting, they were allowed to replace Ike with Gaming Socks. So not very familiar with him as a player, but it'll be interesting to see if he has an impact here. Definitely good on Team Miski to get some of their other players playtime here. And maybe they do have a little bit of a strategy for him. We'll have to see. So, any predictions for this map? Do you think going to Blackout is going to change anything?
In my opinion, I still give the advantage to boys' locker room, just because Miski's very strong on offense as Soldier, and the comms on his team are also quite good. However, BM5 is definitely going to be a hassle for them to deal with, and I do think BM5 is going to land very nice shots, but I still give the advantage to Miski's team.
All right, yeah. Hopefully we avoid some of the stalemates we've seen on this map elsewhere in this round. Definitely, while it is a good map for offense here, because of the strength of the stalemate spot near spawn, you can definitely get bogged down in long stalemates on this map. So hopefully things end up being a little more fast-paced. I know, at the very least, Miski is not a fan of flag holding for any longer than he has to, so...
However, if the trend continues, I am interested in seeing each team's recovery and how well they work together.
Yeah, I mean, we only got to see a very brief stalemate on that first map, which ended because of a ninja picking up a flag pass and not anything more coordinated than that. So, will be interesting, definitely, if we do get to that point. But hopefully, it'll get solved in about Hopefully the stalemate will get solved in about 5 minutes, and less so 25 minutes.
Oh, give me one moment. I will be right back.
All right, so while we wait here, I'm definitely very interested to hear from chat, see how you all think things are going in this match, and if we'll see any change in the pace of gameplay. It's been definitely competitive so far, I think it's fair to say. Both teams getting steals, both teams having opportunities to take the lead there, but it'll be interesting to see if blue team, I think personally, changes up anything on defense. Looks like both teams are ready here, so we will probably be heading into the match quite soon. So definitely very excited for this, and indeed the timer has been unlocked. Bloom may be back before the match ends, may not be.
I actually just came back, so hello.
Oh, okay. Welcome back, Bloom. We've got about 5 seconds before the match begins, and we're going to jump right into things here.
Seems that the command may have glitched a bit, as blue team just did come out of red spawn.
Yes. I think this has happened a few times in the tournament, and it's definitely annoying visually. But yeah. Already, wow. Yeah. So again, blue team is on red side, red team is on blue's side. And we did see immediately red team send Carowinds up to try and get after BM5. Doesn't look like he's coming back to help out Sona T here, however, in the Archer battle. Although Sean is definitely holding his own quite respectively, and while that's going on, Salty Ivan does have a steal on the other side. Hamza's going to be able to catch up to him, but not necessarily catch up to Miski. Miski may be trying to go top mid, as Sean actually takes out BM5, who's distracted trying to prevent the steal here, and Miski's already out to mid. Will does catch up briefly, but the assassin is not able to take him out, Emily is there, right there, as medic to get support for Mitski, and he's already heading right towards the flag room. This would be very demoralizing if Red Team captures here just about in the first minute, and it looks like they will indeed. Only about a minute and 15 seconds in, we have our first capture for Mitski. And though Pi does get a steal out on the other side, he's in much more danger right now, as he's been caught in a web here above the flag room. So Pi does actually get away from the first group of roaming here, but will be taken down by Carowinds, and that's going to be that. Already a 1-0 lead here from Boys Locker Room, and I don't think we expected lead this early into the game.
I did not expect a cap this early in the match, no. It was very good coordination on Boys Locker Room part.
Yeah, absolutely. Although we are seeing a lot of opportunities here following up from Blue Team, and Pi is going to get another steal here as well. Sean is in range to headshot him, but Pi does actually have a medic up here on the wall. Will get some heals off from Cupcake, who is very well positioned there, but the headshot from Sean does eventually take him out. Sean actually uncontested on top middle here as BM5 seemingly focusing on defense. Looks like BM5 is getting pressured a little bit more as well, as Red Team is sending their offense up across top middle some of the time. Chemist there just knocked him off of the high ground. Dave does roam over elsewhere, though, to take out Sean and give control of top middle back over to Blue Team, which should allow BM5 to harass the offense quite nicely here. Maybe even allow BM5 to roam up and help his team's offense. Elsewhere, we do see Aussie win the one-on-one against Saiyan, and he's going to get healed right back up, or would have been, if he wasn't headshotted by BM5 just before getting the heal from Emily. BM5 also taking out Emily and sending Islandinger running here on XX to try and avoid the headshots. We do have a steal, however, from Mitski elsewhere. A lot of pressure on him. His support got taken out earlier, but he's going to pass immediately to Islandinger, who unfortunately gets knocked right off the map. Definitely a dangerous position for Necro to be.
Aussie does try for the backup steal, but goes down to the frenzy, which Hamza had saved.
So already we did get some predictions here in match chat after I asked. We have one person predicting 1-1 or 1-0 for the match as a whole. We also have Gamron predicting a 2-0 win. Or, sorry, no, recounting the 2-0 win on map 1 for Boys Locker Room. So only the one prediction. No, not even predictions, just people asking about the score. Apparently I'm very confused. Oh, well.
Thanks, Stream Chat, for participating.
We do finally have a prediction, though, from Gamron. Gamron's going to give this map 5-3 to Boys Locker Room, predicting a very action-packed game, and I definitely hope we see that. As that is brought up, we do have a steal from Gengar Sleep here. He's gotten support from Cupcake, who's been doing a fantastic job this match. Already has the restore here, and will be trying to cross. Doesn't look like there's an Archer immediately there, but lots of ninjas, as well as support from Red Team's recovery roaming up. BM5 is actually the... Yeah, but BM5 is actually the Archer headshotting here, not Sean. Sean has only just now caught up. Looks like the support for Gengar Sleep is going to allow him to get through that Harry encounter, although the web definitely did a fantastic job of slowing him down. But as we've seen in so many other matches, we do have a counter steal here coming through from Red as Blue Team tries to support their flag holder and ensure he gets safely over to the flag room. So we are going to have a stalemate here most likely, as Salty Ivan on the Chemist is going to be competing against Gengar Sleep on the Soldier to see who lasts longer and who's going to be able to hold on to this flag and get a capture. Already we see Sonity roam over here towards Blue Team's flag. Again, this is Blue Team's flag, despite the fact that the colors are red. Paddishley actually getting the solo kill there onto Sean, doing a very nice job on Ninja, preventing the Archer from getting across the map. It'll be interesting to see if Pattersley keeps that up, because I can promise that one of the most annoying things for an archer is having a ninja whose only job is to look for you across the map as you try to cross to get over to the stalemate. And it looks like Pattersley is doing just that. He spotted out Sean again, but instead he's going to opt to go after Miski here, who was almost in range for a scout swap onto Gengar Sleep. Miski definitely has been scouting out a bunch of different places where he can get these swaps off the map from, so he's actually pretty experienced on this scout class for stalemates.
On the other side, Dave is running his scout. I'm not sure if he's trying for the void swap or the swap into the bridge, because I know he very much prefers to swap in the bridge when there's a pyro behind him. Speaking of pyro, Hamza does seem to be following him, but College is trying to stall him, which only ends up giving Hamza the frenzy.
Now, we did see BM5 briefly get an opportunity there to go for the headshot. He was eventually spotted out by Aussie, though. And with Aussie and Carowinds roaming over to take him out, he didn't stand too much of a chance. These stalemates are definitely very... there's actually a lot of different ways you can attack a flag holder, so it'll be interesting to see how each team chooses to approach this situation. Looks like BM5 does actually get in range for the headshot and takes out multiple people there. Now Code Bastion has the flag as Pyro. He's able to pass it back to Ivan, but they're only getting onto BM5 just now. And this really does seem like a little bit of an oversight from Red Team here. And we noted earlier that Blue Team, that Bedtime boys, were sending ninjas out to try and find the archers, very proactively. But Red Team, doesn't seem to be picking up BM5 at all. That was the second time where they had to pearl over to him from the flag holder when he started shooting.
Slightly concerning, as BM5 is considered by many in the community to be one of the top archers, if not the top archer at the moment. No offense to you, of course.
Yes, no, I did see there was some debate about that during our last match broadcast. But we will see. We'll see the rest of Blue's recovery here actually get stalled pretty hard. Looks like they are actually aggressively roaming out to find BM5 now. Carowinds here getting onto BM5 with some help from Islandinger, interestingly. The Necro normally directly protecting the Chemist here, but roaming up to help his ninja teammate take out the Archer.
Oh, Hamza saying, Dave, I'm ready, so I'm assuming they're going to try the Pyro scout swap, or swap into Pyro.
Yes.
Interested to see how this goes. However, the ninjas have been doing a good job of spotting out Dave and Hamza.
Looks like they're heading through bridge here. Carowinds is actually looking elsewhere, potentially looking for BM5, I think it's fair to say. I think he might have spotted Dave here, actually. Yes, he did. Dave unshifted, got a little hasty trying to cross here, and now their best opportunity may have been ruined. Carowinds does pearl right back in. Looks like he's able to take out Dave, and Hamza, does have the frenzy still, is trying to get over, but doesn't look like he's going to be able to make it. Very unfortunate there. Good play there from Carowinds to spot him out early and actually pick up the kill there onto the scout before anything could have happened.
Good comms by College as well. I know that College doesn't typically talk in calls, but while Kara was getting on Dave, College actually got onto Hamza. Oh, on the other side, BM5 seems to be shooting from their XX, trying to land a shot onto.
Oh
my
Dave!
God.
Dave almost got the swap there. Just hit Islandinger instead of hitting Salty Ivan there. And headshot from the other side. BM5 again not picked up. There are a lot of threats on this Bedtime boys recovery, and now Emily on medic has the flag.
Actually,
Looks
there
like...
was some pressure on BM5 by the Archer and the Ninja, but BM5 landed the shot nonetheless through the bridge.
Wow, that's pretty impressive, actually. Definitely very hard to get shots off with the Ninja in your face. It'll be interesting to see if they try to pass here again with Emily, but on the other side of things, Gengar Sleep does go down to a headshot, and now Hamza on Pyro has the flag, drops it off. Very risky amount of time that the flag was there on the ground, but Gengar Sleep is able to pick it back up. Sean actually getting the first flag holder kill there onto Gengar Sleep.
Seems like the Archers are doing most of the work, as we've seen both sides get headshot multiple times. Kind of important for each of the teams to realize that the Archers are probably the biggest threat.
Yeah, again, we saw BM5 get up to top middle and get a few free shots there before the recovery caught up to him. And I think that's definitely, you know, a challenging role on this map to figure out where the archers are coming from. You know, as I say that, Sona T also gets some free shots before Padishley picks him up on middle. Every time that happens, like, all it takes is 1 or 2 shots if the soldier is in position, if the flag holder is open to being headshot, to result in a recovery. So very, very dangerous if you don't pick up the archer. Similarly, very, very dangerous if you don't pick up the scout.
Speaking of archer, BM5 seems to be shooting from red team's XX and almost lands the shot, but gets knocked off by Caro. Dave is there as scout, trying to land the swap, but very low. Ends up jumping off without even attempting for the swap.
Yeah, interestingly as well, Ivan has actually switched over to Ninja here now that he's not flag holding, and is going to be assisting in the role of roaming out and finding recovery classes. Looks like Carowinds there does get Will, but is not able to pick up BM5. BM5 does get 1 shot there, but it's not anywhere near the flag holder, and Caro is right back over to get the kill. On the other side of things, College Degree is there on Assassin, but is taken out on top middle by Ninja Pressure. We do have a death tag actually out onto Gengar Sleep. He did briefly take a lot of damage there to Tourney. And, you know, although we talk about these insta-kill classes a lot, there is also always the risk that something could go wrong protecting the flag holder, and they could just fall down to damage.
Oh yeah, it just takes 1 death tag, 1 medic looking the other way, and the flag holder just drops super fast. So.
Or even
really
an
up to the awareness.
Yeah, even an accidental restore early on could spell disaster, as teams can definitely deal 4 stakes worth of damage within 15 seconds, especially with help from the death tag.
I'm not sure how much I like boys' locker room just continuing to hold as medic, as they probably need more support for Emily, which could be used on recovery instead.
Definitely, yeah, and
like
it looks like
for the pass, Mario.
No, what it looks like instead is they've got multiple people body blocking around Emily here to try and protect against any sort of scout swaps. However, we do see Evan get right in alongside Roche, and they're dealing a lot of damage to her right now. She's able to get away from the worst of it, but Evan is still alive and may be dealing a little more here. Actually, A Frog Dog, not Emily, is going to fall quite low and go down. Will is there on Assassin, but not able to do anything all that much. And it looks like the insta-kill classes have been picked up, although Padishley actually is supporting BM5 and standing invis next to him, killing the ninjas as they come back up to try and get on the archer. It's actually a very effective tactic. But eventually, you know, once the soldier comes over, it becomes a lot more difficult for the ninja to just clear players off the archer. And yes, as chat has noticed, I might have first-hand experience with ninjas chasing me around the map. The mind games, admittedly, do get pretty fun, but
Oh wow, that was some weird scout play. So Dave swapped one of the players, I believe it was AE Frog Dog, into the bridge and tried to death tag Emily, but Miski swapped Dave before he could land the death tag.
There will be a very brief power play here from Blue Team, although it doesn't look like they're able to get people over, as BM5 took out 4 or 5 people supporting Emily. But unfortunately, the bulk recovery there wasn't there at the right time to really get damage in onto the medic. However, you've definitely seen a change in strategy here from Blue Team's recovery. They're sending multiple heavies over, including Roche and Evan, to try and get on this medic, in addition to all of their different insta-kill classes. Code Bastion is there protecting Eeyore, and now looks to be going after Saiyan, but hasn't actually managed to get the kill onto either heavies. The rest of the support, though, with help from the death tag, actually, of Miski, are able to drop the heavies before any damage becomes too much for her to handle.
Boys locker room really need to work on like their recovery, because right now I still think they have way too much support.
Only just now got picked up. He was almost in position. I think it's worth noting as well for the swap. And in fact, I think if Carowinds didn't jump into the void there to get extra damage onto Dave, that swap might have gone through and we might have seen the medic swap into the void to result in a recovery. Also, worth noting as well that neither team is putting a player in the flag room for a backup steal right now. We do see that sometimes, but definitely means that whenever a player is over there, they're not doing anything else on the map.
Miski coming in, trying to land a death tag, I assume. It was very low, not landing the swap.
Oh! Wow, that's a ninja pickup. Ivan drops it. And we do have the flag go back over to a Necro. Just very unfortunate timing there from the kill. But BM5 is headshotting the flag holder area now as well, and Will is catching up as Assassin. So Islandinger is still under threat, but actually a lot safer there, I think it's fair to say, than Emily. Unfortunately for Blue Team, Evan went down just as he got the kill onto the medic, so despite the fact that that was damage from a heavy, getting the flag holder kill, he wasn't alive long enough to get the recovery. Still, a Necro can also go down to heavies, especially someone who's a little less experienced, I think it's fair to say, holding the flag than some people would like to be. Islandinger, you know, has definitely played in some PPMs, but relatively few matches.
I think I'm a fan, or less of a fan, of the medic, or the Necro holding the flag than I am the medic. Because Necros, to me, is like a sole support role, and could be doing a lot more on support than just holding the flag.
Yeah, with that said, though, it looks like it's allowed boys' locker room to get Austin off of the medic and over onto the mage, where he might do a bit of a better job slowing people down as they try to get over to the flag holder.
How long has this stalemate gone on, if I may ask?
Oh, it's maybe 10 or 15 minutes now.
Oh,
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the steal took place around 5 minutes into the game, right? The steals that resulted in this.
That was very close by BM5. He was shooting from their XX, from Red Team's XX. I'm getting confused by the colors. They were shooting from Red Team's XX, which is currently colored blue, and did shoot one of the heavies. But then
yeah, that
goes down to Aussie.
That looks like a damage-based recovery. Did anyone happen to see that? Death tag in bulk, yeah. No, that's always a risk, especially with the soldier flag holder, since they can't take as many hits as a heavy. So if they don't have the mobility to get out of the way, then yeah, that could be that. So despite a lot of really good attempts there from the Bedtime boys, that is actually going to be a 2-0 lead with only 10 minutes left in the game from the side of boys' locker room. Dave does have a steal there, but he's eventually caught by Tourney.
He did make it to mid as scout.
Yeah, scout steals, although we talk about them as a little bit of a meme sometimes, can actually be a good way to get out of the flag room if that's the biggest issue you're having. Because all you need to do is find one free pass, and you know that could be a chemist or a heavy already at mid when you get to them. All right, we are going to see Paddishley water the flag room here and try to go in for the steal. Does get taken down from just damage from Code Bastion, and he does have a frenzy left. However, KRX does go in, try to get some damage off, and Cupcake actually finishing the kill there. Gengar Sleep, however, not going to be able to make it into the flag room, and it looks like Roche on Chemist is going to get the steal as well. No support left to help him out there, so he will probably go down here. On the other side of things, Aussie does have a steal and has made it over to the middle of the map. He is being stalled by Evan, and the Pyro is catching up slowly but surely here. A lot of damage onto Aussie already, doesn't have a medic over yet, but Emily is so close, doesn't quite make it, and that's going to be the recovery.
Dave trying for the ninja steal while Gengar distracts, but it did not work as Code saw both of the ninjas and took both of them out.
Yeah, now we do have Aussie get a steal here. Again, He's been getting out on Soldier. He hasn't been playing his more traditional role on Heavy. But BM5 does get a very nice headshot there to take him out. We are going to have a backup steal from Red Team as Salty Ivan gets it on Chemist, takes out the first ninja after him, but will likely be brickwalled here by Evan. Instead, however, we do have some support from Islandinger, allowing him to get a bit further. Still, so much roaming there. Hamza does get the frenzy kill, and with no immediate backup steals, that's probably going to be Bedtime Boys stabilizing on the defense. Again, though, they're running out of time. They have to get 2 captures in this next 8-9 minute span of time. And the more that resources and the more attention they have to devote to recovering the flag, the less they're going to be able to put into capturing. Misky has already made it to bars here. Yeah, no medic there with him yet, as the medic did go down, but she'll be just on the other side of the bars here. Will get the regen off, and the restore eventually. Yeah, sometimes spam clicking the flag holder there can slow down the regen.
Gengar trying to stall for time, and Roach as well.
Yeah, Roach actually does have a fairly decent health pool here going out towards mid. He does have 3 health pots left, but is being chased by practically everyone, although looks like most of the recovery did peel off there for a split second. Will go down eventually, though, and that is a 3rd capture for the boys' locker room, really cementing their advantage here. We do have regen onto Dave as he goes for the flag. Looks like he will get this steal. Premature Pearl there, but obviously not a Ghost Cap. Looks like he's going right for the flag room. Will be 1 ninja on him. This is going to be extremely close, but Dave does get the ninja capture. Very good job from the medic there as well, providing him with the regen to allow multiple pearls across the map, which sped up his travel time. Aussie does have a steal on the other side. Does get headshot. And I apologize for talking over you.
Oh my god, no, it's fine. Gengar is out, but he has a lot of pressure on him and is very low. Medic is below, but does go down to the lightning.
Yeah, Carowinds was getting a little cheeky there and refusing to pick up the flag so that people in Bedtime Boys' offense could not get a steal in the flag room. Was eventually forced to pick it up, though, because a ninja pearled over. So, 6.5 minutes left. We did have 1 capture there from Bedtime Boys to bring the margin needed to at least tie the game back down to 2. But they have to get 2 captures now without their ninja cap available. And while it looks like Cupcake has made it close to the flag room and gotten past most of the roaming, she doesn't appear to be the sole focus of Red's roaming. They're actually going after the elves very early on here. So Roche and Padishley now approaching the flag room on Chemist. That's a very tanky class, but Gengar actually gets a steal first on Soldier, and that may prevent Roche from getting an immediate steal. He does still get out of the flag room, though, and he's been making a valiant attempt here on this class, which he's not necessarily known for all the time. Does get some distance there before going down. Looks like K-Rex has moved over onto offense on the Elf. He was the Elf I saw being attacked earlier. And looks like he'll be trying to set up the steal here for Pi. He's already aiming a water element in, but this is going to be a little early for Pi to really take advantage of it. Gengar Sleep goes the other side, but Pi and K-Rex are there for the backup steal. Nice webs from Austin to actually slow the Elf down, but he will still get out of the flag room, albeit with very low resources left. He's only on 1.5 hearts, and Tourney is able to just pearl up and take him down. This is very sustained offensive pressure here from Bedtime Boys, though, as they just keep going back in. Padishley, however, seems to be ahead of most of the rest of his team, though, and will go down. Now, we do have a steal here from Red Team. Aussie picking up the flag and heading over towards XX Dead, being chased by Evan, who's not boosting him forward, but he does have support on the high ground as well. Aussie nearly at the medic, but already very low, was on just half a heart there before the restore came through. So, actually may still be on 0 stakes. No, has been healed up to the full 4. Looks like we are going to have a steal attempt here from K-Rex, being chased by Tourney, but headshotted actually by Sean. No, actually killed by the ninja damage from Tourney. And that's going to be that. That's going to be a fourth capture here for boys locker room. And it's going to be a very tough mountain now for the side of the Bedtime boys to climb. Roche has made it out to middle, but there is a lot of recovery on him. Cupcake there, though, just in time to support. Roche dropping quite low, but using his health pots a bit conservatively there, actually allowing him to survive longer, but does go down to the damage. Very unfortunate there. Very good attempt there from Bedtime boys.
Good on boys locker room. That the bulk that was on him was mostly offense that had just turned around to try and stall for the rest of the recovery to catch up. Good communication by them.
So boys locker room will have to get about 1 capture per minute here if they're going to win the match. They've definitely kept things competitive here so far on Blackout, but it does look like boys locker room still has the edge. Definitely a lot of work being done here by the roaming ninjas as well to really break up these offensive pushes from the Bedtime boys.
Tourney will be out as well, but...
Yeah, Tourney was waiting up for him there, but actually didn't manage to take him out, and the pass goes through to Pi, despite the fact that he did have Murdoch right there. Pi still taking a lot of damage, though. Murdoch really doing a good job of keeping him off of the high ground, but there will be support there from K-Rex as well. Headshot does come through. Who's going to be the first person over to pick it up? It's going to be Roche, but Roche goes down again. Sona T getting both headshots, and that might just be the nail in the coffin there for the Bedtime boys. Another very good attempt stopped at the middle of the map.
A bit too late by the Bedtime boys, just Dave get on Sean, just a tad late. Probably if they had more on Sean while they were running across the bridge, that could have been a capture.
So definitely desperate times here for the Bedtime boys. I think it's going to be a little too much of a hurdle for them to pull it off, but they could at least narrow down the margin of defeat here so that their tiebreakers look a little bit better after this match. Will probably be very important to determine seeding, in all seriousness. We are going to see Gengar Sleep actually get swapped out of the flag room there. If it wasn't for the assassinate from College Degree, that could have been a capture because he was spaced out quite far from the rest of the recovery. And we are going to have another steal there from Paddishley. Bedtime boys definitely putting on the offensive pressure right now. Flag picked up late to delay the steal from Roche, but he will still get out of the flag room. Miski's actually over there on scout trying to stall him, and College Degree as well, getting in the way. Roche will go down. The flag room not vacated thanks to Austin, who stayed back to try and stall. However, K-Rex was completely undeterred, gets up to the XX dead marker, and does actually take out the first ninja sent over to harass him. However, Tourney is still very much there. Tourney is putting on the pressure, and now K-Rex has been stalled long enough for Miski to get in range. Carowinds also closes in and just drops the elf. Again, that last point before the bar seemed to be where a lot of these recoveries are coming through. It does feel like Red Team has definitely given up on some of the offensive pressure here to delay captures. And with just 50 seconds left, it does seem to have worked.
That was a valiant attempt by Roche, as Will did roam up and killed maybe 4 of the people on him, but went down to the last ninja that was standing.
The M5 actually roaming up here, headshotting people into the flag room to try and create one last opening for his team's offense. Dave goes in as well to attack the Pyro, but Code is able to survive the assault, and it looks like only Roche might be able to get across the map quickly enough to get a capture here. He will go down, though, and with just 14 seconds left, that's going to be the end of the game. Your final result will be Boys Locker Room 4, Bedtime Boys 1 here on Blackout, and that will be an overall 2-0 victory here for Boys Locker Room.
Boys Locker Room in general just all did a fantastic job. Like the coordination and I don't know, just all of them did quite well.
Yeah, they did look shaky at times during the stalemates, but otherwise, very solid performance from them. Definitely Bedtime Boys kept things competitive and did a good job of staying in the match, but overall, Boys Locker Room, just the better team on the day. I think across the board, it's fair to say.
So, any suggestions for player of the game?
Well, I do have my opinions, but usually they get panned by CMS Stream Chat. So I'm curious to see what everyone else on the broadcast team here thinks as well. I think, though, it's fair to say that we did actually see a surprisingly strong performance there from Sonati on the Archer.
Oh,
Definitely.
definitely. Landed
Uh,
some very nice headshots and got many carrier kills.
Of course, though, that wouldn't have been possible without some help from other members of his team's defense. I think it's fair to say that Carowinds and Aussie both did a good job, even with Aussie on offense, going out and harrying different people who would have made Sean's life difficult. That is also a fair point from Mike that our friend Code Bastion did have a very strong game overall, and we saw him using some smart techs, I think, at various points to conserve his frenzy and just made good decisions with that ability that allowed his team to really stall offense at certain points on the map.
Map 1 as well, he had some really good placement. He cut off a lot of the flag carriers and killed them with frenzy, so he has really nice placement. So my personal suggestions are either Code Bastion or Sonati, but the ninjas, Carowinds and Tourney, they also did a very nice job.
I think I'm split between Code Bastion and Carowinds right now. So, Sean had a good. I think the way I'd put it is Sean had a good game relative to what we were expecting from him. But both Code and the Ninjas did a fantastic job compared to even some of the better performances we've seen from top ninjas and pyros.
Very true. I'm in agreement for Code if you are.
Yeah, I think we'll give player of the match to Code Bastion, but I think definitely honorable mentions to all the other people we listed there.
Just very good job to the boys' locker room. Fantastic. So yeah, good
and
game.
It'll be exciting to see them face off in the next round against their upcoming opponents. It's worth noting that both of these teams will be playing again pretty soon. The next match for our friends on the boys' locker room is going to be up against, wait for it, the Midnight Snacks and Food Court, who played a very close game against the Trendsetters, but ultimately lost after 2 extremely excruciating overtime maps. On the other side of things, the Bedtime boys are going to be getting a matchup against one of the less successful teams so far here in the Draft Teams tournament. They'll be playing the Night Wolves, led by Bar 1234, who did have a very competitive map earlier today against the Rejects on Slate, but then immediately went back to struggling on Valley of Ruin.
I wouldn't discount them that fast. I think with a little more coordination, Night Wolves can really come out on top. Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely showed a stronger performance today as well than they did in the first week. So definitely a team that's shouldn't be treated as a pushover right off the bat.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to see how these next matches go.
Yeah, so we're going to have 3 more rounds of the group stage in this tournament, as well as a 3-round playoff structure where all the teams will make it in, albeit with seeds based on their placement in the group stage. There's a lot more CTF left to be played, and should be some very exciting matches going forward as we get to know the teams a bit better and as the stakes continue to rise. So thank you for tuning in to this CTF Match Spotlight broadcast. This has been Bosuke with my co-commentator Bloomshley, and we're going to be seeing you around hopefully in the future.
Yep, bye.